So the last method we're going to look at is differential pricing for some of our high-quality deer, elk, or pronghorn hunts. And you'll notice that this slide doesn't actually have any fancy graphs or anything, simply because right now all of the deer, elk, and pronghorn hunts in Idaho have the same cost, regardless of the type of hunt or the animal that's legal to harvest. A hunter applying for a controlled antlerless deer hunt, for example, pays the exact same controlled hunt fee as the hunter who's applying for the fancy Unit 45 Bennett Hills deer hunt. But some states, I mentioned before, Utah has different prices for different types of hunting opportunity. In Utah, you pay $50 for a general elk tag. If you want an elk tag for maybe a higher quality bull and a little harder to draw unit, it's $285 for that elk tag. And if you want one of the really premium units, it's $513 for those limited entry elk tags. But we can't predict how drawing odds are going to change because we don't know how applicant behavior is going to change with different changes in prices right now. Changes in applicant behavior are going to hinge on how much they're willing to pay for different types of hunts. The reality of this solution is that you have to remove a few hunters from the system in order to improve odds, but you don't want to remove all your hunters because that's where our revenue comes from. And so this method in particular would require a hunter survey to kind of determine where some of those trade-offs would happen of, yes, I'd be willing to apply for this if I were more likely to get this tag for this really cool hunt that I've been putting in for a long, long time. And to establish those thresholds, we would need survey data. So again, pros and cons of this would create a system where higher value type hunts have higher prices, and it likely eliminates some of the hunter complaints about uninformed hunters who draw these premium hunts but don't even really know what they've drawn. The cons is, of course, there's a perception that certain hunting opportunities would only be available to hunters who are willing or able to pay for them. And that is something that so far Idahoans have largely been opposed to. It has unpredictable, again, effects on drawing odds without establishing some thresholds from the survey data.